Greetings fellow nerds, I'm Matt G, and today we're carrying on with our little painting series. Today we're going to be painting this guy, the Stegosaurus. But you might be wondering why I'm painting a Stegosaurus for a D&D game, and that's simply because of a little event which occurred in a playthrough a few sessions ago, where the characters were able to effectively see a Stegosaurus, so the druids of the group can now transform into them, which has basically given me the reason, not that I really need one, to paint this bad boy. Now, as a sort of like base, because I don't have a blueprint or anything to do like I did with the Lubu model, I'm going to be sort of, and I say that very loosely, basing a Stegosaurus model that I'm going to be painting off of this guy, the Walking With Dinosaur Stegosaurus. Not just because this is probably the most realistic version of Stegosaurus that I've seen, but simply because this thing is bloody awesome. But there's so much definitions in terms of color, detail, and I just think it just works in general, and it's fascinating, really. So, for those of you who don't know what the Stegosaurus is, it's basically a dinosaur that lived, I believe, during the Jurassic period. Its name basically means roof lizard. I'm not entirely sure why it's gained that title. But its defining features are the fact that this thing is massive. I mean, an average Stegosaurus, I believe, came to about 7 tons. The scales on its back, which are for intimidation and display, this sort of thing that they would use to ward off predators and basically attract mates. And then finally, the 1 meter long spikes, which are on its tail, which it uses for sweeping attacks. These things are, really hardcore, and they can literally, skewer pretty much anything that runs into its path. Yeah, so let's get started on the paintwork. Okay, so here is the Stegosaurus model. It's kind of made out of a rubbery silicone material, so it's very bendy, as you can see with the scales, and yeah, it's got loads and loads of detail. Unfortunately, the camera isn't quite picking them up, so let's get started, and we'll undercoat this guy. Okay, so here he is undercoated in black. So we're basically just going to apply a very basic base coat to his scales, to his body, and to his underbelly. So let's get started on that. Okay, so here's his base coat. We've done the scales in dark brown, his body in a sort of skin tone brown, and then underneath is the same color, but that's then going to be done in a different aspect. So let's apply the wash, which is going to be in a sort of flesh tone color. Okay, so this guy has been drying for the better part of half an hour now. He's quite shined up and all of the detail has come through. So let's get started on the fine details. So we're going to do the scales in a vivid red. As you, not sure if you can see the crooks in there. And then the skin colors, we're going to go on multiple different colors, and then the underbelly significantly lighter. Now, I'm really pleased with how these have come out. You can really see the definition in the scales between the darker bits and the vivid red. So now we're going to get started on the main aspect of the body, which we're going to be dry brushing in several different pale tones of yellow, greys, and greens. Okay, so there's the main bit of his body done. Now this is basically all the body parts which are available to the initial glance of the model. The ups, downs, and the ups and the body parts to the sides. So now we're going to be doing the underbelly. Now that is significantly less armored than the rest of the dinosaur, so that's going to be very, very vividly brighter. So let's get started on that. Okay, so now we're going to get started on the ultra-fine details, and that's going to be his eyes and his toenails. Now, Stegosaurus technically didn't have toenails, so this could be very interesting. Okay, so now we're going to do the black parts of his eyes. This is going to be super fine details, so wish me luck. There we go. And there we go. Right. There we are. The camera is not picking that up at all, so it's completely pointless me doing that. Okay, so while we've still got the black paint, let's do the final black part of the scales. Nope, still not picking it up. So let's get on with the fine definitions now. Okay, so this is the model majoritively done. So if we can see all the finer parts on the body and on the scales, and now the camera's picking up quite nicely. Yeah, I'm really pleased with how this has come out. But he's significantly greener than I thought he was going to be, which is good because it really brings out the contrast of the red and the black. So until next time, guys, peace out.